Coach, seemed like the obvious biggest problem, according to the box score, is keeping them out of the paint.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's everybody's problem with them. They're the best in the league at it. We talked about it. They put their head down, and they drive, kick, swing all game. Like I said, they're the best in the league at it. It's something that we try to do, and we're not bad at it. But they did a good job. I thought we hung in there. I thought we played hard. We played well. We played pretty much even with them for 3 quarters. You have one tough quarter, and treading uphill against a good team makes it tough.
Chauncey, as the season's kind of gone on and Tumani and Danny have been able to play together more, it seems like they've kind of gotten to this place where they're both kind of unlocking each other and bringing the best out of each other and just playing really well together. What have you kind of seen from that over the course of the year, those two?
Yeah, I think they're just, familiarity is happening. They're starting to learn how to play off of one another, with one another, as well as the other guys that are out there. Both really young players that I think are discovering things about themselves at this time that they hadn't done before. Denny has never been had this much responsibility offensively before, especially in particular with the ball. He's been more of a, get his offense off of closeouts, kickouts. He hasn't done this. This is new for him. And Tumani, obviously, he played center, in college, so he's discovering some things about himself too that we're all loving it with both guys, so that's what, discovery and development is all about. You start to find out things.
What do you think sets Tumani apart from others in terms of mindset?
I think one of the main things is Tumani goes out to try his best to keep you from scoring, keep you from touching the ball, keep you from running your offense, as opposed to just trying to be solid, and have an impact. He's trying to really be disruptive and take you out of the game. Now, naturally, that doesn't happen. It's the NBA. These guys are really good, but I think if you ask all the guys that play against him, they feel his presence all game.
In particular with Denny's playmaking that stands out to you? Is it vision with him? Is it, I don't know, is there any one thing that's you've been able to notice with him?
Well, one, I always thought to be a pretty good playmaker, you have to be aggressive. You got to play with force, because until you break the first seal of the defense, they haven't had to rotate. They haven't had to pull triggers anywhere. So he's so good at getting to that paint. And when you get there, most defenses become undisciplined at that point, and then you're able to make plays. That's the main part of it. You have to get there first, and then you got to wait and see when the decision-making thing will slow down for you. Denny's had some games. He had 10 turnovers one time, 8, where, again, these are positions he hadn't been in before, so it takes some, you fall and bumping your head a few times before you can learn. Now this thing is kind of slowing down for him a little bit, where he's able to make some of those plays.
What do you think of how Scoot played tonight, besides just the hitting a bunch of threes?
Yeah, I thought he played good. Against a team like them, it's usually the guys that play with a lot of force that will be successful, because they got so many good defenders there. They do such a good job of helping, and getting back to their guys. So I thought he was great. We needed everything that he gave us tonight. He played with so much force, getting downhill, and obviously they try to go under everything on him. I told him in one timeout, Scoot, let him go under. Just get your feet set and shoot the ball, man. Knock it down, and he did that.
And has games like this. Do you feel like he's being properly measured or not being as aggressive as he should be?
No, well, one of the big things is, with Ant having a game like this, he got blitzed all game, the whole game. They put 2 people on him in the pick and roll. And to me, it's almost, I even see it the other way around. I think it's even more impressive for him to be patient enough to get the ball to the pocket, knowing that there are numbers on the backside. It's the reason why we got so many threes. in the game is because Ant was being blitzed. He makes the right play, gets it to Rob, gets it to DC, gets it to Tumani. They make the right play. It's the reason why Scoot gets threes. It's the reason why Two gets threes. That's probably a different level of thinking. Most people just kind of look at the stat sheet and say, dang, what happened to Ant? But he was actually playing the right way, which enabled us to score the ball against the best defensive team in the league.
He's had nights where he said he's unsure how aggressive he should be.
Yeah.
And that the shot attempts are not just being blitzed, it's him trying to figure out how to get people involved and not overshoot, and then pick at the spots. And then later in the game, maybe he explodes.
Yeah, and trust me, he has those nights as well. He's been really rolling as of late, but he does have those type of nights where, depending on the coverage, depending on the defense, if it's one guy being aggressive, usually we find a way throughout the game where we can get him, off the ball, coming off doubles, doing whatever we want to do. But when they're blitzing him every time, it's a compliment. You've done your job. You got two people on you. Pass it. Let's see if we can make them pay.
All right, last one. Coach Guillermo Mota with K2 News. After a successful trip to the East Coast, what did you learn about your team? And then also tonight, what did you learn about your team facing the number one, team in the NBA?
Mm-hmm. Our trip was great. It was great. I thought we were connected the entire time. We played for each other the entire time on both sides of the basketball. It was a lot of fun doing so. The ball was moving. The ball was moving around. And everybody kind of contributed. Everybody had their nights. You come back here, play a 3 o'clock game against the best team in the West. I was excited for it. I know our guys were as well. And I thought we did a good job. That team is tough, and they're the best for a reason. And we gave them a good game. I thought, and there was nothing that happened in this game that discouraged me at all. I feel good about our effort. I feel good about our execution. We wanted to try to take care of the ball against them. We had 19 turnovers in our first game, 24 in the second game against them, and that's a disruptive team. We only have 15. So we did some really good things in the game. That team is they're that good.